I'm Melissa Fassel Dunn, and welcome to Broad Appeal. This is a news show about boss women and queen bees, where we feature inspirational women who are writing and living by their own rules. And today we're interviewing health coach and yoga instructor Mary Keohane. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you, Melissa.
So, can you tell me a little bit about your background?
So I've been a physical therapist for 30 years and loved doing that, working in the health profession. I love healthcare, I love medicine, and working with patients one-on-one or small groups. And healthcare is always changing and evolving. And as I changed and evolved with age, I found it increasingly frustrating. So I began to segue into about 8 years ago, went through yoga teacher training and added that while I was still as a physical therapist teaching a few yoga classes a week, and so that was always my fun job that I enjoyed doing, because I felt like people were showing up to take charge of their health. Whereas with the physical therapy end, you would see people, yes, would take charge of their health and want to get better, not just physically, just with what dealing as a physical therapy issue, but their whole health. But then there were several others that would just want someone else to fix them, right. Whereas realizing that they need to take charge
and
of
I imagine
themselves.
That got more and more frustrating too,
exactly,
as you saw more and more of these people who were sort of victimized by their condition and
yes.
didn't make any real improvements.
Right, and healthcare itself is more of a disease management
right.
institution than a promoting health.
Right, take this pill.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes that's warranted, but sometimes maybe some behavior changes first. Will that lower your blood pressure first? Will that reduce your cholesterol? Will that help first?
Without side effects.
And if not, exactly. And maybe some benefits.
Right.
So that then segued from the yoga into health coaching. And I went through a program at Duke Integrative Medicine. They have a fabulous whole integrative medicine school and site on their campus of the med school down at Duke. And they promote primary care with adjuncting massage, acupuncture, yoga, health coaching. So a very holistic approach to managing health versus managing disease.
And I understand one of their big things is the Wheel of Health.
The Wheel of Health.
So what's in the Wheel of Health? Just some of the things you mentioned.
So the Wheel of Health is, deals with just not your diet and nutrition, also deals with sleep. How well are you sleeping? It deals with your work-life balance. How is that? Are you working more than you're having a personal life?
Right.
Your personal relationships, not just with family, but do you have social relationships? And then are you seeking preventative care, not just disease management care?
Right.
So interacting all those pieces into one person, you, and balancing those things. And usually people are stressed in one area of that and then losing the other areas, lose focus, and that's where disease will come in, or imbalance physically, mentally, and emotionally can come in. So it's trying to find all those facets of the person as a whole person and trying to find balance in all those areas. So
when you talk about these people who have gone through physical therapy and have all of these joint and muscle issues, what types of things are you seeing from your perspective and from your education at Duke that they maybe could have done to, from the get-go to prevent that? And did you teach those things? Did you sneak them into physical therapy at all?
Yes. You would, usually a lot of times if you're dealing with joint and arthritis, they can come from certainly genetics, certainly trauma as youth. A lot of times you would see a football player playing football in his 40s, in the 1940s and 50s in high school, having a traumatic knee injury that was dealt with differently, having a total knee down the road. So that was more of a traumatic reason. And then you'd also see people that were inactive or maybe overweight that would add stress to the joints. And so that would break down the joint. So you'd you need to move frequently throughout the day, short bursts of activity. You don't need to, 1 hour of exercise in the morning does not make you an active person. than if you sit the rest of the day.
And I think a lot of us check that box. I think that's a very normal thing to do. Like,
yes.
Okay, my 1 hour of exercise, then I'm going to go sit on the train or in my car for, 45 minutes. I'm going to get to my office. I'm going to sit pretty much the whole day. And the other thing that we're doing now, I feel like, is no one takes time to even have a lunch. So you're not even having that physical movement to go out and add the social component, right? Where you actually sit down and have a lunch with a coworker or a friend and really take a break mentally and physically. Instead, we're all sitting at our desks, and we might even sit there till 8 o'clock. Then we come home.
Then get up and home. Exactly.
And then when we come home, by that time, it might be, you know what, I need 2 glasses of wine to wind down.
Exactly.
And what's that do to our sleep?
Yes. And I'll feel like cooking, I'm going to order a pizza.
Yes.
So that's so true.
It's so interesting when we talk about this wheel of health and the whole picture, how many things really are in it and how many things so many people do.
Right. And it's habits. We're all creatures of habit. We're all creatures of habit, and it's a matter of creating sustainable habit change. But what if I tell you what habits you need to change, it's not going to resonate with you.
Right.
Because that's not your personality. Whereas you have to find what your strengths are and what is important to you, what values are important. And then you go, okay, well then working together to say, how can you change whatever behavior it is? How can you get better sleep?
Right.
How do you do that? Do you, turn off your phone for an hour before you go to bed?
Another thing we all do.
Pick up a book instead of a screen. You
take a bath.
Take a bath.
Right.
Listen to some music. Sit and have a conversation, easy conversation, not a heated conversation with someone. Especially on social media. Sometimes there are heated things on social media that
really
charge up. You know nothing about that, Melissa, do you? So those things can just add to the adrenaline in your body that keep you awake and do not turn on those sleep-inducing hormones, the melatonin, the serotonin, all those.
Right. The things that a lot of people have, prescriptions for.
Exactly.
So it's kind of funny. It's like, maybe a person goes to physical therapy because they are inactive and too stressed out and, they've thrown out their back or something like that, and they go to physical therapy and they get that, then they take some muscle relaxers, then they come home and they get all heated like you said and they take an Ambien.
Exactly. So it becomes a cycle.
So who would be, of your health, the people that you're coaching right now?
Yes.
Who are, do you have a certain type of person that you see sort of all the time? Can you fit them into buckets, or is it just all over the place? Are you seeing certain people that are drawn to this more than others?
I think there are people that, let's say buckets, there are people that are, say, their children are getting older, realize they have a little more time to give to themselves, and realize all of a sudden their lifestyle has crept up. And whether they're overweight or stressed or not eating well, or the doctor said your blood pressure's up a little bit, or the doctor said your cholesterol's up a little bit, and it just surprises them because they think they're being healthy, and they probably are in some ways, but that wheel is not balanced. So then they have to take a look at that.
Now, do you typically coach women? Do you see more women coming in than men, or?
Right now, yes, but I don't know if that's because I'm a woman.
Yeah.
If that's it, or if it's just a gender, to let they're more comfortable with another woman. I'm not sure why the reason is.
Right.
But definitely yes, right now.
Right. And so when you see people come in, do you start at a certain point? Do you say, okay, right out of the gate, you need more sleep? Do you have, for each woman, or you need to knock this thing out? What's your number one first, this is what we're going to start with first.
So the conversation is first that I am not here to tell you what to do.
Awesome.
Okay.
I think that resonates with a lot of people, right? Because we're kind of sick of that.
Exactly.
Right.
Because you're always seeing the 5 foods not to eat and the exercise you should never do. And, and it's like, just move and eat well, but implementing those things, it sounds so easy, but it's so hard to do in your daily life when you have so many other commitments. So
it sounds like a very empathetic approach, this wheel.
It is empathetic, and it's a partnering.
Right.
So I'm going to take that wheel, and I give a survey to the person, and they know right away that I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you are going to work together with me, and I'll walk with you on this journey, and you're going to assess where you think you are. How well are you sleeping on a scale of 1 to 10? Where would you like to be on a scale of 1 to 10? You go through 9 facets throughout your sleep, your nutrition, your movement, your work-life balance, your home life balance, your social relationships, your spiritual relationships. So you go through a whole self-survey in these areas, and you score yourself, and you try to be really honest with yourself about that.
It also doesn't sound too overwhelming. It's 9 things.
No, and it's very eye-opening.
I bet.
So when you look at that, and when you read the description of what each of those things are, you go, oh, gee. You know, people come in, and a lot of times it's, I want to eat better and I want to lose weight. But when they start to look at these 9 areas, they'll go, you know what, I need a better night's sleep before I do anything else.
Yeah.
So that, or they go, I need to find better balance in my workday and not eat lunch at my desk.
Right.
You know,
right.
Go for a walk for 15, 20 minutes first, and then try to implement it.
So do you sort of do it step by step? Is it sort of a baby step thing? Well, first let's work on this? Or
I put it, it goes more on the client. You'll say, so what area surprised you? And why did it surprise you? And what area did you feel really strong at? And then you take those areas of strength and try to apply, why are you strong there? What strategies do you have that make those areas strong? And you try to apply them to the areas where they don't feel as strong and they want to strengthen.
Right.
So, you know, if someone is very organized in their work life, they have everything set and their desktop looks wonderful and their files, their desk is all clean and they're very organized, but you come home and there's things on the counter and they open the fridge and what do I do from here?
Right.
You know, so well, why are you organized there? What strategies do you implement there? What do you do every day that does that? So how can you implement that at home? You know, so you just try to find a way.
You pull these strengths.
You kind of ask and you pull and you make it about the client.
Right.
So, and how can you implement those things there? So you're making them internalize and then outwardly behave.
Which is just so wonderful because everything we see, everything we see online and on social media, it's all these, it's very like, there's a lot of direction and a lot of instructions, a lot of step-by-step, and if you just do this, you'll get here. But maybe you don't operate that way. Maybe that doesn't work with your life. And then what? Is it hopeless?
Exactly. So if it doesn't resonate with you, you're going to fall by the wayside. You may be gung-ho
for a couple weeks.
Exactly.
Right.
And it takes, a lot of psychology out there says it takes 3 weeks to create a habit. And whether that's true or not, I think it still has to resonate with the person.
Right.
Well, I'm going to go off sugar for 3 weeks. But then Halloween comes and you want that Hershey bar, so how do you kind of find a balance with that?
Right. I'll have a little bit of that Hershey bar, but then I'm going to do this.
Exactly.
I'm going to do this thing.
Instead of buying Halloween candy every week because you eat it, just buy the day off. You have to pay full price, but
exactly. Or then just the hiding the kids stuff. I mean, I find if I just hide their stuff for a little bit, they forget about it. Or even just gradually take a little bit away here and there.
Yes.
They don't notice.
Oh, totally.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
The key is getting rid of it, though, after.
Yes.
So that you don't eat it.
Exactly.
So if I want to get healthier right now, I want to get healthier today.
Okay.
And without taking without doing the 9-step thing really quick, are there some things that you see as really common right away, like, I don't want to get into the tips and tricks, but maybe there's 1 or 2 that you're like, all right, these are the things that you can do really easily.
Yeah.
And they resonate with most people. Do you have anything like that you could suggest to us?
I think a few things. Drink water.
Easy.
There's supposedly a formula that you take your weight, half it, and that's how many ounces you should have a day.
Okay. Take your weight, half it, and that's how many ounces.
Exactly.
And does it matter what kind of water we're drinking?
Nope. Filtered tap water. Absolutely fine. Put some lemon in it. Put a little, if you like to flavor it with a little lemon or lime.
And can we do carbonated?
Sure. By all means.
All right.
But make sure there's no sugar in it.
Right.
Or any.
With those new polar ones, they're so good. The little tiny ones, they're so cute.
I haven't even seen them.
Unicorn kisses. They're called unicorn. They're super cute. They have all these fun names.
Yeah. So like anything, that's huge right there. Yeah. Try not to sit for longer than an hour at a time.
Okay, so get up.
Get up. Even if you just stand, you have a desk job. Can you stand and talk on the phone?
Okay.
Can you stand and read something on your computer? Just lengthen out your joints.
All right.
That's a very easy thing to do. And even just lengthening your body, your heart has to work a little harder than then pump that blood that distance.
That's so interesting, because I always think about posture when you think about that, but I didn't think about the heart.
So just standing a little taller, you make your body work a little harder, even though you're not physically walking or doing anything exertion-wise.
Right.
You're asking your body to, and then you're just lengthening out the joints and not letting those muscles stay short. And those are two things right there.
Excellent. We'll drink more water. Yep. We'll take more standing breaks.
And if you can walk every hour, even if you're pretending you go in the bathroom or, going to get a bottle of water.
Perfect.
There you go. So just little things like that are huge.
Excellent.
And a few deep breaths every day.
Okay. A few deep breaths. Okay. Yeah. Really deep though too. Probably not.
Yeah.
You got to count
slow
a little
and
bit.
Deep. Yeah. Count 4 on your way in. Inhale for 4 counts. Exhale for 4 counts. Right. That's really good in the grocery line. I'm calming
down.
I have a habit of getting in the line that doesn't move.
Yes.
So I just go,
I'm in that line too.
I will see you there probably next week.
All the time. It doesn't matter.
I look and I think I'm strategizing and nope.
So now you're away from the physical therapy. You have your own, you're starting your new coaching business called Soulstice Health.
Yes.
So I'm very interested in talking to you. So how would people be able to get in touch with you now, now if they want to talk about coaching or take a yoga class or get some, advice on that breathing and standing up a little bit straighter? How would they get in touch with you?
Very easy. Email mary@soulsticehealth.com.
All right. Sounds perfect. Hi, everybody. We are back, and we are taking a break at Esther in Lower Mills, which is locally owned by female queen bee, Eleanor Arpino. And we are here today with Fallon. Fallon is one of the fabulous bartenders at Esther, and she's going to be making an awesome drink for us. So what are we making today?
So we're going to do the blood orange cosmo today.
One of my favorites.
Yes,
so delicious.
It is amazing. Blood orange puree is amazing. So we have orange vodka, we have an orange liqueur, we have some cranberry juice, lime juice, and a blood orange puree.
Okay, so how do we start?
All right, so we're going to take your jigger. If you want to make this at home. So this is going to be the orange vodka. So we're going to do 1.25 ounces of orange vodka.
Oh, we each get one. This is so awesome.
Yes. And then we're going to do 1/2 ounce of orange liqueur. And then we are going to do a dash of cranberry just for color.
Very festive, okay.
Very festive. 1 ounce of blood orange puree.
Now, the blood orange puree, where can we get this?
Honestly, you can probably find it at any of your supermarkets, in the juice aisle.
Nice, with all the nectars, like the peach nectar and that sort of thing?
Right, exactly.
Fantastic.
And then we're going to just do a dash of lime juice. And then we will shake these up.
This looks awesome.
And strain these.
See, I never use that thing. That looks kind of good. It makes it look way more clear,
So this is going to
right?
strain all of those crazy ice chips.
Okay.
All right, so we have one, and then we're going to garnish this with an orange.
Look, it matches the berries.
It's so pretty.
So pretty.
And then we'll shake this one up also. And we'll strain this one.
Looks awesome. And it smells good.
I know.
It smells so good.
And now we can drink them.
Can you smell this out there? It smells so good. Citrusy.
All right. There's one for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Happy New Year. Cheers, Fallon. Oh, that is perfection.
Yeah.
That is
It's
so
really good.
All right, thank you everybody for joining us today, and we will have the recipe for this and more about Fallon on www.broad-appeal.com. Thank you. Hi everybody, we are back with Mary Keohane of Soulstice Health, and she's going to give us a quick tip that makes her life easier and hopefully will make your life easier.
Well, it's very simple. Every iPhone has one. The notes section on your iPhone. I just use it to make different categories. I have a grocery category. I have that book category, that friend that recommended a book to you, and then you get to the library, the bookstore, and what book was that? And you don't have to text her. You just look it up in your little notes section for under books, and you found that book for your vacation. TV shows. Always looking for a new TV show to binge watch. That's a big one right there. The grocery is a big one. Anytime I run out of anything, I put it right on this. When I get to the grocery store, I'm rarely coming home saying, darn, I forgot the apples. So anytime I find anything I want to put into my phone on that list category, the notes section, I just pull it out and write it down, and keeps me a little more organized.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Mary. And if you want some more tips and tricks, please visit us at www.broad-appeal.com, and we will have those up there for you. Thanks again.